Hey guys, welcome back to Halftime Blues. This is episode number 3. We are back. It's been close to 2 weeks, actually. I've
It's
missed
been
you,
quite a
Josh.
while. Yeah, dude. Well, don't act like we haven't been speaking to each other.
No.
Yeah, we're actually not good mates. We don't actually talk at all. We just come
No.
on to the show to do the
And just talk
recording,
about
and
football.
then we hate each other.
It's true. I feel like tonight, usually, so the thing with Halftime Blues is obviously we have a Chelsea fan and a City fan running a podcast together, and it's there's a few things that we're in agreement with, like our dislike for clubs that are red or white or most colors.
Or any other color, really.
And that's not to say like we love each other's club, not at all.
Yeah.
I think we just stomach the fact that we can do a podcast together. But I think tonight will be a little bit different because I feel like we're going to have a little bit of a heated debate about a few things. That's totally fine, and that's what we're here for. I know you want to talk about the CAS decision that the whole football world is talking about. We're going to get in that tonight. And we're just going to review not some episodes. We're going to review some matches that happened over the past few weeks. It's been a bit of up and down for both of us, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Well,
where should we start?
Well, I think we should talk about the big one, and that is that
Chelsea.
No, Shaun.
Yes, I know.
Okay. It's about you and your club.
So I feel like because we're aiming to do this once every week or 2 weeks, and because the Premier League is so packed at the moment, it's like, where do we start? Because like the last time we chatted, I feel like that was like weeks ago, and there's been so many matches.
And every time we want to record, we say to each other, why don't we just do it tomorrow? Because there'll be another match that would have been played that we can talk about.
And then there's another one.
Yeah. So anyway, here we are. We're finally doing it. But we have to talk about, and for quite a while, we'll get into it, the big decision the big announcement that came out on Monday, that the Court of Arbitration of Sport have decided to remove our ban from the Champions League. Yes. And City will be playing in the Champions League for the next season or two.
Surprise.
And obviously that's absolutely huge, and people didn't expect it to happen. Although I must say, quite a lot of like from what I'm hearing that's coming out of the club, City were quite confident, and I was also quite confident as well, and I'll tell you why. So basically, when all this went down in February sometime, when UEFA made the announcement, our chairman, like, he usually in like controversial moments, people will compose themselves, figure out their next PR move, and then release a statement. But pretty soon after our chairman got onto an interview, he was literally, they got one of the club's sort of like media guys to ask him a bunch of questions about the whole situation. And he came out firing. And basically, he just looked like the type of guy who had been hard done by and wanted to make things right. So that's just the feeling that I got. I thought that our club would sort of, lay low for a little bit and maybe compose themselves and think about all the PR strategies that they could possibly do, and, then make a formal announcement. But he was quite, nah, we're going to sort this out. And sort it out they did. You can't deny that. However they did it, they sorted it out.
So when you mean sorted out, you mean basically strong on the UEFA into doing whatever you want them to.
So this is what everyone's accusing us of doing. But no one has read the full ruling yet, because CAS hasn't even released that, right? So they haven't released the detailed report on all the findings.
It's been overturned. That's
it. They've just said it's been overturned because they found no evidence of, fixing the sponsorship deals, whatever. Shaun, this is the sound of a salt Chelsea fan, people.
I speak for many other clubs, I'm sure.
Listen, so that's CAS's statement, and then they said, however, there will still be a 10 million euro fine because we failed to work alongside UEFA and the investigation into us. Now, remember, all of this came out because our emails got hacked by some random dude in Portugal,
Yeah,
which
from
apparently,
Die
which
Spiegel.
which apparently sort of, brought to light our dodgy business. Now,
Yes.
what I have to say, what I really probably my gut feel, the reason why they can't do anything is because of the statute of limitations, which is 5 years.
I
So,
thought you were about to say the Statue of Liberty. Sorry.
I
I was like, oh,
mean,
where are you going with this?
I think it's the statute of limitation,
Yeah. What
something
is
like
that?
that. That's like, if a crime happens, there's a certain period which it needs to be investigated and, um, charged for, before then it becomes sort of like null and void. So, for
Okay.
example, like, I know recently a couple states in America changed that to like a lifetime for like rape of women, for example. I know it's a deep topic, but that used to be
Yeah.
like 5 years or something. So if a woman was raped, she can't um announce it to the police or disclose
Yeah. Yeah.
that situation. uh, Obviously that's a insane case and they need to change that because there's many reasons why someone would need to bring it up. This is just the sporting money sort of financial fair play matter, and apparently it's 5 years. And that this really resonates with me because when this all came out, I did a lot of research and I found an article by a lawyer who deals with these types of things, and he sort of gave his expert opinion on what he feels is going down. And what he basically said is that in 2012, 2013, City already went through a whole thing with UEFA. Remember, we got some cappings, we had some
Yeah.
fines to pay. So we had a bunch of stuff where we had uh, not listened and gone against the FFP rules. Okay. So
Yeah.
he explains in like immense detail all the things we did to get through that period, and UEFA signed it off. We paid our fines and UEFA said, cool, you're done. And so what he's thinking now is that something's come up. He doesn't know what. I don't know. No one knows really, and only the guys at the top. Something's come
Yeah.
up where he feels like they've just something's pissed them off, and they're going, okay, no, well, we're going to charge you for that stuff now.
Liverpool.
We're going to really go at you now for that
Yeah.
stuff. And that's kind of my feeling. That's what Cass has probably concluded. No, guys, you didn't investigate this soon enough. You could have got them banned in 2013, 2014, but you took too long. Now it's all gone. The statute of limitation has kicked in, and just leave it at that. Get your 10 mil because they didn't, cooperate. The whole cooperation thing, I'm not surprised. City absolutely hate UEFA. I mean, have you heard
Yeah.
every time the Champions League anthem comes on in our stadium,
Oh, yeah.
the crowd erupts into boos? We
Yeah.
absolutely despise them. You should see our chairman and our head of sports and whatever sit in the Champions League draws. All the
Yeah.
chairmans and whatever go out to
Really.
the place. They sit there like with their arms folded, like it's the worst time of their lives. They absolutely hate UEFA. So I'm not surprised that they gave stick and didn't want to work with them on this. I'm not surprised with that, and I couldn't care less. Honestly, 10 mil, take it or leave. Like I'd just take it.
Yeah. I mean,
What
that's pocket change to
that is
your,
literally pocket
your
change,
club.
and it means that we can play in the Champions League, which means we'll get more money and we'll keep Kevin De Bruyne and all the lovely things. Maybe Pep will even get a new contract. Who knows?
It's true. So I hear all that. So I've also done some research, Josh. You're not the only one who can type in a
Guys,
computer, go onto the Google.
salty Chelsea fan
Yeah.
back.
No, but I think like what's irritating to me, and I think it's just in general, but obviously the situation's like boarded up, is the power that clubs have over a football, whatever UEFA is. I guess it's like an association.
Totally.
It's actually ridiculous. You can totally see like you strong on them. You were like, and you were very obvious. Like you guys were like, we're going to hire 30 lawyers. Your whatever that guy's name, Mubarak,
No, we said we'd hire
CEO
30 million euros worth of lawyers.
of lawyers.
Yeah.
But you'll basically like you'll pile them under paperwork for
Yeah.
the next 10 years, essentially going hand in hand with that Statue of Liberty law, whatever you're talking about. And that's exactly what it is. And it's a common, what I'm reading, it's a common lawyer tactic of just delaying, asking questions, throwing things out, delaying.
You know what my argument to that is?
What's that?
The hearing was 3 days. So it's not like a trial that's gone on for weeks or months, which can happen in all circles of law. This thing happened over 3 days, and they made their decision in like 3 weeks. So fine, I agree with you that if we hired, I don't know, the average Joe lawyer who's quite expensive in Manchester, or these like probably, I think there was 3 of them, probably the top sort of sports lawyers in the world, I can only assume. One of them is a Mancunian Manchester City fan, though. I must put that out there. Funny story. I read a tweet just now of a City fan who emailed this Mancunian lawyer who was on the team and said, I just want to thank you for all your hard work in getting the ban overturned.
That's amazing.
And the guy replied, he said, hi, as a lifelong City fan, I share your sentiments. Like, whatever. But I completely agree with you that we had the immense resource to win the court case, essentially. But it still doesn't mean, you've got a good point, but it still doesn't mean that we were wrong or that the lawyers completely like bamboozled the committee. You don't know that. We don't know that. That's what we can all assume, but we don't know that.
So this is like back and forth, but to me, like you look at those leaks, it is, but those leaks from Die Spiegel, whatever it is, like it's so blatantly obvious that you like inflated sponsorship deals in order to balance the books. Basically, it's like it's there. I'm like, how do they not see it? Like you got caught. This is to me, I'm like, from my perspective, you got caught red-handed, and you basically you guys have like, I don't know, you're probably worth like 50 to 100 times more than you ever could be. So like financially, like you're going to outpower them. Like they don't even stand a chance in that way. I'm like, they were strong on, and I think it's probably the same. Like Barca have had the same thing. There's a few other teams who've gone up against UEFA, and I'm like that you just play similar tactics. Like I think like City were like naughty. Same with Chelsea. Like we were naughty. We got caught, and we took the punishment. Luckily, it got shortened.
But this is the thing. I think. I mean, I haven't denied we haven't done anything wrong. Don't get me wrong here. I've probably actually like I said, my gut feeling is that we did it. UEFA just took too damn long to investigate.
Okay,
and charge us.
No, fair.
And so
That's
what?
Fair.
And so what they've probably done now is they've got pissed off about something. Like I said, I don't know what, but I think it's some personal thing.
Yeah.
And then they said, "Well, screw you guys. We're going to come at you now." And then they got embarrassed because they took too damn long. And then our expensive lawyers made sure that was exposed, that they screwed up.
Okay, cool. Now I can totally see that.
Look, we don't know the ins and outs of these clubs. Like it's huge money we're talking about. It's all businesses. It's actually sad at the end of the day because all we want to think is that everything's fine and dandy, and it just comes down to what's done on the pitch, you know. But that's not the case in today's day and age. But what I'm saying is, yes, we were wrong. But remember, I said we already went through those regulations. We had to pay our fines like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what that article with that other lawyer said. He said, we've been through all of this before. Yes, we've done it. Everybody knows that. UEFA charged us. But to come out like this and then ban us for 2 seasons of the Champions League, that's never happened to anyone, dude. Everyone
besides Juventus, but that wasn't Champions League. I mean, I think they got probably the harshest. Them and Leeds would be another one that I can think of in recent history. But that wasn't Champions League.
What was that? Like
that was just
their leagues.
Their leagues. Like Juventus got relegated straight away, and Leeds got demoted to third division. And
Yeah.
Liverpool, by the way, we're watching the Arsenal Liverpool game in the
Liverpool
background.
scored.
Liverpool just scored.
Obviously, we
Surprise,
knew that was
surprise.
going to happen. Arsenal is
Totally.
shocking right now. And oh my gosh, it's embarrassing.
I know.
Um,
Well,
so
like, yeah.
so what I'm saying is that that punishment is hectic though, dude. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
They're trying to make an example out of us for something we've done 6, 7, 8 years ago and we've already paid for. That's why I'm passionate about it. That's why I think our chairman came out. It's like, guys, you want to take the piss here? Come, let's go for it then.
Yeah,
And
I'll bring my buddies.
They went for the wrong club, in my opinion.
No, they totally did.
If you want to make an example of someone, don't make an example of City, who are trying to be the biggest club in the world. You can't deny it. They are trying to be the biggest and the best. They want to be up there in the elites. That's probably why they cooked the books a bit back in the day, because they're trying to get up there. And it's very difficult to, with FFP, it's difficult to enter into that bracket with all these other teams who are sitting pretty because they were there before FFP came into play. That's
the thing. You did it on the cusp of, like, as FFP was like coming in.
We kind of got lucky though, dude. We kind of got lucky. I feel it's
good timing to be corrupt.
I feel sorry for other teams who want to be invested in. And this whole FFP thing is really frustrating as well. It's like, if I have my business and someone says, I want to buy your business and I want to put a whole lot of money into it so you can be a bigger, badder, more powerful business, and you can get more money in and you can be the ones that all the people want to go to. Cool, no problem in the business world. But when it comes to this, there's such a capping, and it's all down to how much revenue you make. And of course, the bosses, the Man Uniteds, the Real Madrids, the Bayern Munichs, Liverpools make so much cash out of their shirt sales and views and whatever, that they can continue to spend money like nobody's business without being caught or capped by FFP. And the likes of Newcastle, if they get bought out, dude, they are going to struggle to turn that club into a competitor in the Premier League. They're going to struggle. Like, that will be their aim first, to compete for the Premier League, and that's going to take them a while, in my opinion. And then if you want to talk UEFA, that's a whole nother story.
No, it is. So I mean, like, I was doing a little bit of research on, like, why FFP was introduced, and if you look at, like, the American Soccer League, the way that they do their leagues over there, it's like non-relegation. I think it might have changed recently, but generally it's non-relegation because it's all profit-based, because they want to have all the teams in getting profit. Where in Europe, it's relegation because they want the best football to come through. And the problem with that is, and which has happened in the past, is you'll get teams where, just like Abramovich and all these other guys who will come in, and it's been done for years. Like, you think of that, who's that guy, Sugar, from London, who he invested tons and tons of money into Tottenham in the 90s. And they just hovered around. They didn't do much. Like, most Spurs fans, like, hate that period because they were so average, even though he was pumping all this money in. So the problem is, they pump all this money in. Let's say the club isn't successful, it falls apart, and then what would happen is another, like, really rich guy would just come in and he would buy the club. And what happens then is just like, you gain more and more expenses because you get more and more debt, and you're paying these players really high wages to get in, and you can't sell them off. Or if you do, it's almost like this. It's like a cannibalism of clubs, if this makes sense. So let's say John Stones. Sorry, I always say Josh. I'm looking at Josh while talking, but he's a perfect example right now. Like, he's a bit unwanted at City. Like, I think he's a great player. I would love him at Chelsea, but because he's now on he's used to such high wages. Gareth Bale, another perfect example. He's on like, what, $500,000 a week or something ridiculous like that. You have all these players. I think of, like, Alec Sanchez. It was really hard to, like, get him out. All these players. So I don't know, they come to club, they're great for 2 to 3 years, and then they realize, oh, they're not a good fit. They want to sell them off, but there's no other clubs who want to buy. And if they do, they've got to pay more than they're willing. So it's like smaller clubs, or like on the second level, if that makes sense, who buy
Yes.
these players, they're paying above their wage bill.
Yeah.
And their budget. So it's like slowly starts to erode. So what they did is they saw this happening where I think most clubs were like their expenses were easily outweighing their income, and they were like, "This is actually a problem." I think like something like ridiculous, like 43 teams went into administration in like a 17-year period. And when they saw that, they were like, "This needs to stop." And also, if a team goes into administration in England, it's something to do with I don't know all the rules, but basically taxpayers. It comes out of taxpayers' pockets in order to help salvage the club and pay back, I don't know, the taxmen and all of the debts. I'm not an economist, so they're like, we need to put some like strict rules into place. So for them at the time, it was like the best thing, and it worked at the time. But I agree with you, like it's not working now.
That's a really great explanation, because you've like sort of brought to light some really good points and some really good reasons to have some sort of regulation, some sort of financial fair play regulation. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't have one. I'm saying it needs some work, because it's a little bit it's
and I agree.
But then that also reminds me of the press conference that Pep had yesterday. And
that was feisty, man.
It was feisty, and you know what he said? A few things that he brought up. He said, "Guys, we wanted Alexis Sanchez. He went to United because they paid him more money. We said no. We wanted Harry Maguire, but we weren't willing to pay 80 million euros for him, and probably the big wages that he wanted. We said no." So, dude, we've had literally transfers pulled out from under us last minute because other clubs offer them more money. Literally. I'm not talking about the Jorginho incident.
Just about to say.
No. He went because of Surrey.
No, exactly.
But there's been other transfers that have literally fallen apart at the last minute for us because we offered them good money. We offered the club we were buying the player from good money, but that was it. We weren't going to be taken for a ride like people like to do. And if you look, our most expensive player was, I think it's Rodri now at like 62. But no, Cancelo was the swap deal one. So Rodri was quite expensive. But look at the other clubs, dude. Harry Maguire for 80, freaking Van Dijk for 75, Alisson for 75. Come on now, dude. Those are centre backs and goalkeepers that we're talking about. We always pay in the last 3 to 4 years about anywhere between 35 and 60 for our players. That's it. So we stand our ground when clubs try to take us for a ride and when players demand these big wages. And Pep brought that out. So that needs to be discussed, because people forget that. And they just say, money, money, city, just pumping money. They'll pay anything to anyone to get the players they need. No, we've lost lots of transfers. Our team could be better or could be different if we were what people say we are. So I think that's a good point to make.
And I mean, it's I guess you call it the Pogba effect. It just inflates the market. Like you have a Maguire going for 80 mil.
Dude,
it just sets a new standard, you know.
How much was Pogba bought for? Like something ridiculous.
It was like 89 or something.
Let's not even start to talk about PSG, who bought Neymar and Mbappe in the same season for 240 million.
Yeah, but they're like your sister club, bro.
No, dude.
Or owned by the same state.
No, they're not.
Aren't they owned Qatar?
They're owned by Qatar. We're by Abu Dhabi. So yes, it's the UAE, but they're not. They're different, like kingdoms, different countries. It's not the same family.
I don't know.
Definitely different. No, I'm pretty sure Man City and PSG don't really like each other. And let's just
no, but aren't they part of the same group or something?
What fly? No. What do you mean group?
Like
the City Football Group?
No, not the City Football Group.
No, dude. I don't think so.
Okay.
I've in all my
who are their sponsors?
Fly Emirates.
Who are your sponsors?
Etihad.
Etihad.
Yeah, dude. Competitors in every way.
Well,
But
they're
listen
similar.
to this. Let's
Yeah.
just touch on this. Because
Yeah.
at the end of last year, or the beginning of this year, the Swiss courts charged the chairman of PSG
Yeah.
for being a dodgy asshole.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. See, he is a dodgy asshole.
And he's on the
You're
board.
admitting it.
No, this is the PSG chairman, bro. I'll have
Oh,
that.
yeah. Okay, sorry. But aren't there links?
No, dude, no. Dude, he's on the board at UEFA who charged us with that 2-season ban.
Okay.
Can you wrap your head around this? The board of people who bans Man City for 2 years from the Champions League is the chairman of PSG, who's been charged because he's dodgy and he's corrupt and he's been bribing people at FIFA. Okay. And PSG bought in the last couple of seasons Neymar and Mbappe for 240 million. Just start to connect the dots, dude. Why aren't PSG fined? Where's their ban? Why aren't they being investigated? Because one of the chairmen is on the board of the people who would charge them. Dude, if that isn't, there's no fairness there. You cannot have someone like that on your board, dude. So of course, and even if they've done something wrong, it would be a very good tactic of him to deflect what's happening at PSG by charging somebody else. So that's obviously a conspiracy theory. I don't know if it's true or not. But for me, dude, to have someone like that on the board means that there's no fairness, right? There's bias, 100%. And that's why CAS is good, because they're completely independent from any of these organizations.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much money we paid for lawyers and whatnot. At least they are not in bed with all of these other mofos.
Oh yeah. And with that, a little update on what's happening. I think Arsenal have just scored.
Yeah, boy.
Surprise, surprise.
That's awesome.
Van Dijk looks like he's shouting.
He's being a salty Jurgen Klopp when they lose.
Yeah. The Klopp
what, your
effect
captain's armband started to fall down.
That was a terrible pass. Oh, that was a shocker. World's best defender for what?
No, come now.
Are you complaining about that?
Come now. Sorry, peeps.
If anyone knows what we're talking about, Van Dijk.
No.
That is crying like a baby because I don't know who that was touching his arm.
A Reece Nelson or one of those guys. No, you can't moan about that, dude. You got to be stronger.
If that gets overturned, that cannot be overturned.
No. Come now. Are they even looking at this?
No. Okay, they're not. We're safe. A draw would be good. Good for you guys.
Oh yeah, I can't. I don't want them to beat 100 points record.
Let's talk about the football that happened on the last few weeks. Like quickly, let's just do like a little review. It's been up and down.
I'm not done though, bro.
Oh yeah, you're not. I'm done. I'm like, City are corrupt. I want more to discuss.
Sean's so over it. No, I just want to mention a few things that has happened since this obviously news came out about the assessment. So one, Jose Mourinho in his press conference said it's an absolute disgrace. If they're being fined 10 mil, why aren't then they must have done something wrong. But Jose Mourinho, if you clearly read the report, they said, however, they failed to cooperate with UEFA. That's why we're getting fined 10 million euros. So he's being a bit, Jose. He's just he's just honestly sticking his finger into it. And then apparently Jurgen Klopp said it was a really bad day for football. But we know how Jurgen Klopp is. When he's winning, he's a really nice guy and everyone loves him. In fact, everyone loves him regardless.
Yeah.
But if you really watch what he says and what he does when he loses, he's a salty loser. He's a salty loser. And what is he even complaining about? Okay, they're above us. They're in the Champions League regardless. They didn't have anything to gain by us being banned. There was no fifth place available for them to get into the Champions League. I can understand everybody else, but Jurgen Klopp, dude, stick your nose out of it. Yes. Now what I got to say is big up to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who I would never really say good things about besides
Yeah.
for this. But what he said, well, he didn't really say anything. He said, it's not my business. I'm not going to comment on what's happening there. We let them release their things. They release their things. And he moved on in the press conference. And I actually gotta give him some respect there, because I know for a fact I've seen Pep being asked questions about other clubs, controversial things, and I've seen him say, and Frank Lampard actually, I've seen him say, "Guys, this isn't my business.
Yeah.
I'm not going
I
to
was going
speak
to
on
say, didn't
behalf.
Lampard say something similar?
I'm not going to speak on behalf of other clubs, because it's not their business. They don't know the finer details. The whole report hasn't come out yet." So it really frustrates me when managers and players and whatever make their conclusions and say these disrespectful things. And Pep came out firing, in his press conference.
No,
He says, if you want to talk behind our backs, he says, rather, you've all got my phone number, pick up the phone and call me and speak to me about it if you've got a problem, or speak to the club. And he says, or if you want to talk behind our backs, rather just show it on the pitch. Show it on the pitch. Because you've all got good teams, Tottenham, Liverpool, all the guys moaning, the big boys. You've all got good teams, so beat us on the pitch then. You've all bought your expensive players, beat us on the pitch. Don't come whine in your press conference because you cuck salty like Jose Mourinho is. Bro, I don't even know why he's moaning actually. They're so far down the log, like they didn't even have a chance to get fifth almost.
No, they didn't. Although I'm sure they're dreaming about it.
Yeah.
Ah, man, it's just a rival club that they want to bring down, I guess.
Yeah, I know, but I just think that there should be some respect. Like these are your colleagues. Like you guys have to respect what Pep's done in his career. He respects Jose and Klopp about what they've done in their careers. He always speaks highly of them. He never puts them down.
No.
And so I think that
the Pep can be it can be like a passive aggressive salty though when he loses.
No, he definitely can be, but he'll never say something's a disgrace about a decision that's happened with another club, and he will. I know for a fact, I've heard him say it, that it's not my club. I'm not going to speak on behalf of what's going on there. He obviously has his opinion, but he just shows a bit of respect, and that's all I'm trying to bring to light.
Well, what do the listeners think? Tell us in the comments. What do you think? Are City corrupt or not? Corrupt.
Okay, cool. But if you're gonna say that they're corrupt, I want you to think about what you think of all the other clubs.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Chelsea. Chelsea did the same thing. We got caught with our pants down, and I loved our response. We were like, no, we're gonna take it on the chin, stuffed up, and we've learned from it. And we learned I think we're the better for it.
How did you guys get your transfer ban reduced to one window? Did you also go to CAS?
We went to CAS. So CAS, I mean, so just in general, I mean, lots of clubs have done it before, and generally CAS will, like when you go to CAS, it usually sentences get like shortened or get overturned.
It sounds like CAS thinks UEFA and FIFA are the most corrupt.
And they are. That's the thing. I mean, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
There's stuff we don't know behind the scenes as well. But anyway, sincerely, tell us what you think. Put it in the comments. Like, tell us. Give us your thoughts. We'd love to know what you guys think. But let's go to this. There was a big match that you guys played against Liverpool. If you don't know by now, Liverpool are the champions of England. I don't know if you've heard. And you guys played them the week after they
we gave them a guard of honor.
The league.
Yeah.
Well, you could barely call it a guard of honor.
well, listen here, mate. Have you seen the memes?
Bernardo Silva.
Dude, yes, he's the best. He's like an instant club legend for me right now.
Yeah,
he stood there. He didn't look. The other guys like clapped their hands a little bit, but come on, it is a pup guard of honor because no one's in the stadium, bro.
Before Mane and Salah were even on the pitch, you guys were like walking off already.
You know who started the walk-off? Bernardo Silva. Dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was so unenthused, bro. He was like, I'm not standing for this. He didn't clap his hands. He stood there, scratched his face, walked off quick sticks. He was fiddling with his shin pads.
Yeah.
And then right after that, we decided to go to town and beat them 4-0.
It was great to watch. I loved it.
It really was great to watch. Like
Prime City.
Bro, I like to think that if you're champions and you've got some games to play out, well, the reason why I think this is because we did it 2 years ago. We won, got
Yeah,
the 100 points. We still carried on smashing people, and that's
yeah,
why we got to the 100 points.
yeah,
And we didn't lose form. I think we had one draw after we became champions, and everything else was a win.
yeah,
So you like to think that you want to show, like, you want to put on a bit of a show and show why you were crowned champions. And Liverpool have had a bit of a dip, if I'm honest, and they've
they
got
have.
nothing else to focus on. It's not like
No, that's true.
they're still in the Champions League or the FA Cup. They've got nothing else to do. All they're doing now is seeing out the rest of the season, trying to get as many records as possible, and they're kind of blowing it a little bit.
No, they are. I mean, if you saw that video of Klopp and his team like partying, I'm pretty sure that's why they play
Yeah, but
so badly.
yeah,
They
maybe,
they were partying pretty hard, and probably especially that game against you guys.
maybe, but
They just looked out of it.
when we became champions 2 years before, I remember watching a video of Vincent Company in a bar, absolutely pissed,
Yeah,
giving us
smashed. Yeah,
to like local
but
and the city.
then he still came and
But
showed up on the pitch.
yeah, we still showed up on the pitch. You get your celebration
Yeah,
out the way, and then you
yeah,
show people why you're champions. But anyway, it was good for us. I think it was a good confidence boost. And since
that
then,
was.
we've played, I don't know, like 4 or 5 games at the Etihad, and we've scored 21 goals and conceded 1.
Oh, sure.
So it's that, yeah, we had a little blip down at Southampton, but since the restart, we've been on fire, which I'm excited about.
See, the only downside is that game should have been played at Anfield, and how great would it have been to destroy them like that at Anfield, and you would have killed their winning streak. Like, which I mean, they've just lost their winning streak. Burnley did that.
Yeah.
They still haven't had a loss in a long time.
Dude, let's talk about Chelsea, because you guys have had an up and down restart. It's been so weird to see. I just can't like put my finger on it.
Yes, we have. I mean, when last did we chat? I think we played Palace, which was I don't even know if did we chat about West Ham, because that was just an absolute mess.
No, we haven't chatted. They beat you 3-0.
3-2.
Oh, 3-2.
And then we reversed the score against Palace. But like West Ham, if Chelsea have to not finish in top 4, I won't be disappointed at the Sheffield United match. I won't be disappointed even at that Brighton match. Like, none of it, because they played really well. But that West Ham match just irritated me so much. Like, and you can see Frank was irritated because apparently he just ripped into the team at halftime, telling them they're not good enough to play for the Chelsea badge. That's what Barkley said. And they came back, but so there was that. Then we beat Palace, same thing, up and down. We play well, then we let a few goals in, and then we got to Sheffield United, which was just embarrassing. No, they thrashed us. Like, they made us look like school kids.
Wow.
And I'm digging Sheffield United. I personally think Chris Wilder should win Manager of the Year.
But he won.
I know it won't happen because it makes no sense. But if you're looking at a manager, like, he should. Oh, sorry, just you're going to want to turn to your screens, because Arsenal have just taken the lead against Liverpool. And it was a big mess from Alisson. I don't know what he was doing.
They are having
he looks lost. He looks absolutely lost.
Hold on, look at Klopp.
Just beautiful. He doesn't. Look at this. Just watch this pass. Boom. Who is he passing to? An Arsenal player. That's a good little ball.
Shaun's stream is slightly faster than mine.
Yeah. So Josh is seeing it now.
Oh, dude.
But that's great.
Talk about how his distribution is the best. Please. Edison makes him look like a fool.
Yeah. I mean, Liverpool aren't doing themselves any favors of looking like champions right now. Shame. I don't care though. But anyway, back to that Sheffield United match. Like, Chris Wilder. Like, he should totally be manager of the season. To take a team that comes from Championship, and there's always like the 1 or 2 teams that do really well coming into the Premier League. But bro, he's like dominated top 6 teams, like absolutely dominated them. and they'll probably get into Europa. I'm pretty sure they will. Dude, that is phenomenal. Because I mean, Klopp was expected to win the league. Like with the players that he has, he was expected to win. So he's not really punching above his weight.
After City winning twice in a row, it's very hard for them to maintain that. I expected our dip, and it came.
For sure.
We need to refresh the squad a little bit just to light some matches under people's butts so that they perform better. So you're right. But dude, okay, Jurgen Klopp will get manager of the season. There's no doubt about it because he won the most manager of the month awards during the campaign.
Yeah.
And Liverpool players also won player of the month awards like nobody's business throughout the whole campaign when there were some standouts. I don't even know if De Bruyne got one, dude. And in my opinion, he's player of the season. But he probably won't get that either because we
I agree.
snub that all the time, every year anyway. So, yeah, the best we've got, I think, is Leroy Sané was young player of the year. But that's it.
Sure. That's crazy, man.
Those player and manager of the year awards, though, are really just it's same. I have the same feeling about Ballon d'Ors. Individual
it's just a PR stunt.
Individual awards are stupid in a team sport. And you know what Pep does, which I really like? When he gets manager of the month awards, whenever there's a photo shoot of him with the award, he gets his whole group of staff, all of his coaches and whatever, to come and say. And he always says on his social media, thanks to these guys too, we win this together, you know? And
that's really cool.
That is true, though, because it's not an individual. That manager, Pep might have made a completely bad call or mistake, which Arteta, who his assistant was at the time, might have brought to light or changed. And I've seen Pep give Arteta a half to do tactics and to make substitutions, and he would make the substitution, and that sub would score a goal or something good would happen. Pep would go straight to Arteta and he'd point to him. He'd be like, "It's you, you did that." It's not an individual sport. I hate those individual awards.
And I hate them too. It's just it's stupid. And also it's not statistical. Like a lot of the time, it comes down to who's the most popular, who looks good on billboards, rather than statistically, maybe Kevin De Bruyne is actually and I think he should be player of the league, player of the season too. I did not just say player of the league. Player of the season, but it's going to be Henderson or something stupid, or Lord help us. Anyway,
dude, Bruno Fernandes is one player of the month for the last 2 months in a row, and everyone is
really,
dude.
Yeah.
He's got four assists and 5 goals, most of them penalties.
He's been in form.
He's been in form, but if you look at his stats, they're exactly the same as De Bruyne's. De Bruyne's got more goals and assists than him.
Really?
Since the restart.
Oh man,
stupid, dude.
Yeah. Geez, don't get us started. We'll go down a big rabbit trail here.
We'll get saltier than we already are.
You guys just destroyed. No, you didn't just destroy. You just beat Bournemouth now.
Well, Bournemouth are relegation. They're in a relegation battle. So
those are always tough.
Yeah, credit to them. Okay, we didn't have our strongest team out. Brenner was on the bench. There's a couple odd players in there that sort of aren't first picks. Even though, don't get me wrong, we still had a very strong team, stronger than Bournemouth for sure. But Bournemouth played really, really well. Their finishing was just really lackluster. They missed so many chances. They had more chances than us. We were just very clinical with the 2 goals that we got.
Yeah.
David Silva whipped in a beautiful free kick for the first one. And then Jesus, right near the end of the first half, if I'm not mistaken, nutmegged he came in on his strong side, but nutmegged the defender while doing so, and then took one very slight touch just to get it a little bit away from the defender and just banged it into the bottom right corner. 2 very good goals. But Bournemouth were in that game the whole way, and Eddie Howe threw on 55 strikers.
Really?
yeah, and they just pumped us at the end. But then Pep did some weird things, he put Eric Garcia at right back. John Stones and Otamendi were on, so no Laporte.
Wow.
Benjamin Mendy was replaced by Zinchenko, who I hate at left back.
Yeah.
Fernandinho was holding, which he hasn't done all season, so he's not great right now.
What was he holding?
He was holding
the Premier League. Oh. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, there was some controversial calls as well. Like we didn't get a penalty when I thought we should have. There was a handball which by us, which VAR could have intervened and changed. It was weird. It was really weird. We did get a penalty which got overruled, so it was a weird one. But
you got the win.
Happy with the win. It doesn't exactly inspire confidence for our semi with Arsenal this weekend for the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And Arsenal are currently beating Liverpool as we speak. So
Yes.
if they get the dub at Anfield, they're going to be very confident for Saturday. We should barely just beat. My only the takeaway from that is that De Bruyne wasn't on the pitch. He didn't come on at all. So it would have been different. I believe it would have been different if he was there. We just lacked that final ball, which he's usually obviously very good at. And you guys got a very vital win last night against a relegated Norwich. It sounds like
it was a frustrating game. It was similar to last season with under Surrey. We would play teams where we dominate possession, dominate the chances, just cannot score, and then the other team would get one chance, one shot on goal and score. So it had a very similar feeling to that. I don't think Norwich. I don't think they had a shot on target. I might be wrong, but they just. It's an interesting game plan. I'm like, if you're relegated, why don't you just go all out, man? You got nothing to lose. But they did the opposite. They literally sat back. I don't know, which is weird.
Guys, and you guys
got it was
lucky goal.
But at the same time, Chelsea were actually pretty poor. Like, to be honest, if we played any other team in the league, let me just think about that. Probably any other team in the league. We would have lost that game. We would have lost. I'm telling you right now, we would have lost the way that we were playing.
I kind of get it though. Like I've seen City play those games where we've got all the possession, the opposition just sit back. They put 11 men behind the ball. It can be so frustrating, dude, because there's literally no space. These guys have like worked out their positions exactly, and it's like the week before the game, all they did was stand in a group, make sure that they were in the right positions, and then just moved around as a unit to practice like keeping that shape and just defend.
And this is where I'm a bit old school. I'm like, it's effective, and the thing is, it's also football as much as the crazy like Pep Klopp style attacking is great. And this might sound terrible to a lot of listeners and they don't want to hear it, but I'm like, it's actually an art to keep that kind of shape and defense up for 90 minutes, especially against a team like a City or Liverpool. I mean, it's boring as hell and it makes for terrible viewing. But hey, it's what Spurs are doing at the moment, I guess. Starting to do.
Yeah, they're looking like a Jose Mourinho team.
Yeah. Well, they did win tonight. They did win. Scored 3 goals.
Okay. Interesting.
We'll give that to them.
I'm surprised they got the third one because at 2, the bus usually comes on.
That's right. But this weekend, we've got the big semi. Oh. Yes, the big semi.
What's the connotations, Shaun?
I don't know. The big semi. The big semi. It is Chelsea versus United and Arsenal versus City. And Josh, I have to say, you knew that was coming. Like when the draw came up, it was like, I don't know about you, but I can literally sit when it comes to Champions League draws and these kind of draws, and I can be like, this team is going to be pulled out against this team.
Me and you have like a running joke ever since we've been friends and chatted about football, is that I remember the one year where when we're sitting at work, we used to
Yeah.
work together in
And we
2.
called every single
We
draw.
flipping called it. We might have got like one wrong, but
Yeah.
we
Every single one.
called it like to the T. And what we definitely got right was that like Real Madrid would get an easy team, Barca would get
Yep.
an easy team. We might
Yep.
have got like one or two like specific fixtures incorrect, but we knew
Yeah.
that they would
It was going
get
to happen.
the most beautiful draw for themselves, and it always happened, and it always
Yeah.
yeah.
But this one's good.
To
This is
be
a
fair,
really good semi-final. We haven't had a semi-final like this in a while.
totally,
The FA
but to
Cup.
be fair, I have to feel that we got the best draw. The best draw that
Oh,
we
yeah.
got was Arsenal.
Totally. Yeah.
We've just got so much confidence against them. Of course, they can kick us out. It's a
Yeah.
semi. Anything can happen. It's football after all. But I I feel like Frank's done a good job of beating us a couple times now.
Yeah.
So I would be worried about you guys. And United have
They're in form, bro.
City and United. Well, they're in form, but also City and United, our dynamics weird. Like, yes, we've been the dominant force in terms of winning trophies and winning the league and beating them, in the league table and whatever. But a derby's a derby.
Yeah.
And they've shown up to
Yeah.
derbies of late, and so have we. It's kind of like 50-50 if you look at all the results. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that in a semi-final, and I would, yeah. I mean, either way, we're gonna have to play one of you in the final, but
It's true.
definitely a really great draw. I'm really interested to see what happens. I
What's your
do
predictions?
I do believe that City will beat Arsenal. That's just
Yeah.
my head saying that we will, and my heart obviously wants it to be.
Yeah.
But it's tough to call Sunday's match
Yeah.
because United are in form, and all of my United buddies are adamant that they will beat you guys because they've been looking at your inconsistencies lately, and they're just like, we're gonna smash them. We're gonna smash them. Fernandez and Pogba and Martial and Rashford, they're gonna smash them.
But that's when Chelsea come to the like the front, and we actually do well in those type of situations. I got a feeling, and this is like my heart, that Chelsea are going to win. Just got that random feeling because it's like it's impossible. And I might regret what I'm saying now, but it's impossible that could beat us 4 times in one season. But my head does say, in terms of form and where we're at, like United should win.
Yeah,
But
you never
I'm
know.
just hoping, praying.
So if you win and if we beat Arsenal, what would your predictions be for City Chelsea final? Would that be very hard for you to call, or would you lean?
I rate it to be similar to the. Didn't we play you guys in the Carabao Cup final? Was that you guys?
Well, we won it this year.
Yeah, but it went down to penalties. I feel it could be similar. It could be one that goes pretty far. Hey, we should do like a watch along or something if that happens.
Maybe we can get a live show sorted.
Yeah, that sounds good. Should do it.
Yeah, or
But,
watch along recording.
yeah, but that sound is extra time. That whistles. So we're going to wrap things up. Just a few things before we go. Do you have any transfer news on the City front? Anything
Just
from the pages?
Just more talk about Koulibaly and
Oh, yeah.
David Alaba has popped up because
Ooh.
we're looking for a centre back and a left back. Thank goodness. I've been wanting a new left back for ages because it's only been Benjamin Mendy, nobody else. Yes, Zinchenko plays there, but he's actually a midfielder, and he's not great. He's not tall. He's not strong. He gets pushed over. He's not fast. There's nothing actually good about him. Shane,
Yeah.
it's very rude to say, but not for left back. There's nothing good about him for left back besides he's got a left foot.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's got a left foot, but he's left.
Yeah, it's true. Tell me what.
But yeah, just those two are sort of the big ones, and then there's been a couple like talks about an extra striker or an extra winger, but those aren't sort of they're not prominent. The prominent names are David Alaba and Koulibaly.
Nice. That'd be good additions to you guys, I think.
And apparently they want to wrap up new contracts for Sterling, De Bruyne, and Pep.
Oh, nice.
And honestly, those three would feel like new signings to me. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, especially Pep.
100%.
You want to hang on to him as long as you can.
Do you know what? I have to give the club credit because he's never stayed this long at a club. He always lasted 3
That's
years
true.
and
But I
moved
mean,
on.
City are like I think they're known for being an incredibly well-run club.
100%, and they back their managers.
Yeah,
They have respect for them, especially Pep, and they let him do his thing, and he feels like he's respected, and they don't step on each other's toes. I like that.
yeah.
So this is his 4th year. He's still got 1 year left. He said that he would be with us for his last year, 100%, even if we got relegated to League Two or banned down to League
Wow.
Two. And he
Wow.
still maintains that. So you know, also the way he came out firing in that press conference, I
Yeah.
feel like he's a
Yeah.
City fan now. Do you know what I mean?
Imagine.
He's one
Yeah.
of us now. He's really passionate about the club. He
Yeah.
loves the people he works with.
Yeah.
So come on, Pep, sign a new contract, mate.
Could imagine that Pep playing against like Ipswich Town. That'd be hilarious.
Like 28-0.
Yeah, changing in one of those changing rooms that's like the size of my like bedroom.
Yeah. So transfer news on the Chelsea front.
It's still just Kai Havertz. Like I think that'll be an ongoing one. Apparently,
He's
it's
also
picking
on
up
our
some
list,
steam.
by the way.
Who?
He's also on our list.
Oh, really? Ooh, yeah. I think I've been doing a little bit of reading. Like, there's apparently something going on in the background, but nothing solid just yet.
Right.
I Besides that, I don't know. I think the club actually want to secure him. I think they honestly do, and then look at some defensive replacements. Apparently, there's talk. I don't know how true this is though, but of getting a new keeper. Jan Oblak came up, but I highly doubt we would sign Jan Oblak.
You guys have already made 2 incredible signings, so it's
Oh,
like
totally.
if you get one more player, that's a good window. That's a good.
Totally, bro. But we need to sort our defense out. If we keep our defense like, then we need to get some specialist defense coach or something because we're just hemorrhaging goals.
Yeah.
It's scary. Scary, bro.
Before we wrap up the show, there's something really funny that we have to chat about. Now, on the weekend, Arsenal lost in the North London derby to Tottenham.
Yes.
People,
I know where you're going with this.
if you're listening to this, go watch the highlights of the Arsenal Fan TV live, like watch along video. It's like a 14-minute video of the highlights of them watching live. It is the most cringy yet hilarious thing you will ever see. If you want to watch overweight, grown ass men act like absolute children, kicking their feet.
That's beautiful.
Like absolute crazies. You got to watch that. Like, I'm passionate. I get frustrated. I shout at the TV. I'm like, I get into it, dude.
For sure.
They take it to a whole level. And the best thing is their like North London slang sounding.
I know. Come on, blood.
Oh,
yeah. I think the best part was I don't know which one's Troops and which one's
DT is the guy with all the tats. Troops is
Troops.
Troops is the blood.
Troops was just going on about how great Lacazette was, like just after he scored his goal, and then Son scored the equalizer. Oh, bro, it's just the timing of it.
Yeah, I remember that. And Troops was getting so riled up, like after they scored, like he was so passionate. He was looking angry almost. Like he's happy because they scored, but he's looking angry. But if you look closely at his face, he's like dripping with sweat.
Oh yeah.
He was just getting so into it that he was like absolutely dripping with sweat. Like that's how much passion they have, but also it's embarrassing.
Oh, but it's just so great to watch. It's like it'll pick you up.
Pure entertainment.
Yeah, and you should go if you haven't checked them out. Check out their other stuff when they they interview people outside the stadium. There's some beautiful rants there. And the one time when they stole that guy's cap, it's just amazing. They should do a Chelsea one like that. No, it won't work. I should do one. No, it won't. I won't do that.
Well, you can't go outside the stadium unless you live outside of the bridge.
Yeah, that's true.
Or in London, mate.
Yeah, one day I'll do it.
One day, dude. We'll do halftime blues one day. We'll have to go to each other's matches at some point.
Yeah, Sounds good.
The dream. I'll put up with the Chelsea match to
Yeah, I
go
can do the
experience
same.
it with you, bro. You can come watch
Thanks, bro.
City. I mean, you'll be pleased with the best football you'll ever see. So there's that. At least there's a positive.
Yeah, I think there'll be lots of tickets available as well. Lots of empty seats. I'm not talking about lockdown. I'm just talking about in general.
I'll give you that, bro. Good one.
Sweet, man. That's all we got time for.
Yo, guys, if you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe. Go check us out on Twitter. Shaun's pretty much the Twitter king right now for our halftime
right.
account. Go check us out. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. But
Spread the
most
love, man.
importantly, yeah, subscribe to our podcast channel and share the episodes. Thanks, guys.
Sweet.
Peace.
Peace out.